right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. A double honor to the apostles, elders at Great Millstone. Salutations to your Akim that's out there doing the work of truth and sincerity. All right, we're just coming to you with a quick lesson, man. We're just going to call it those that consent unto them shall be had in derision, okay? Because we're coming to the point where Esau, if you want to continue in this society, if you want things to go back to normal, so to speak, which they're not, you're going to have to consent unto, the ways of the so-called white man. He might want you to get vaccinated. He might want you to even take the RFID chip, And ID 2020 is the start of it. So by, even if we even get to the end of the year, because things are speeding up very quickly, that could be the benchmark, that could be the deadline. But I'm gonna start with 2nd Ezra 16, and my brother is gonna break it down. But this is 2nd Ezra 16 and 68. It says, "For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols." So there's gonna come a time where Esau is gonna come down, man. All right, he's gonna come down with the wrath of God, on you jakes, man. Even though we joke and play around, which this is not a joking matter, but when the time comes, the Lord is gonna put the spirit on these devils, the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, to come after you tribes, man. They're already pinpointing you and saying that you're more likely to have the virus. Okay, like they did it here in Milwaukee first. They was, saying it was on the north. It was the virus is more prevalent on the north and south sides of Milwaukee, and right there, then and there, I already knew they was targeting Jakes.
Pinpoint. They pointing the finger.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. So it says, why? Because ultimately the Lord has an which you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. And of course, he's only using the so-called white man to do his bidding. As the scriptures say, he has created the wicked for the day of evil. So he uses the wicked. Not only do he use them, he's going to punish them. So Esau is not going to get out of this scot-free. He's only being used as a tool. All right. So let me see. Yeah, and they. Want me to read again?
Go ahead.
2nd Ezra 16 and 68. Well, we got the point. I'll go to the next verse. 16 and 69. It says, "And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot." Yep.
Yeah, and a lot of you jakes are going to consent to it, because you want to live in that. You want things to get back to normal.
Yeah.
You want the perks of this society.
Oh yeah, they coming too. Yep. You want everything. You want those benefits, man.
Right.
You want those benefits of living in Esau's society. And though you consent unto their way, you might even get vaccinated. So you can be like, I'm tired of staying in the house, or tired of being quarantined. Watch how Esau unfolds this thing, man. All right, it's gonna be immense pressure on those who don't consent, and we're the ones that don't consent. We don't consent unto the Esau, man, and his new world order.
Yeah, things are going to get a whole lot worse before they get better.
Of course, yeah. Yep. So it says, and in reproach and trodden underfoot. So you're gonna be trodden underfoot, And Revelation 16, because for those that take the chip, that take the mark of the beast, oh, matter of fact, go what you got, select. I don't want to jump too much. All right.
This is Proverbs chapter 11, verse 21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished.
Right. So just because everybody getting together and they joining hand in hand, and they're allied with the so-called white man, all right, doesn't mean they're not going to get punished. All right, you're gonna get punished. Okay, the wicked is going to be punished. All right, no matter how much you think he's winning. All right, no matter how much you think he's ahead of everybody. All right, this new world order, this way of life that people is living as we see it now. All right, the Lord is going to turn it upside down. Okay.
But the seed of the righteous shall be delivered.
Right, the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. Okay, and that is you so-called you Israelites that are of the elect. Okay,
Right.
it's all about the elect. The Lord is going to save the elect from the troubles to come. Okay, but a lot of Israelites are going to be put to death. Okay,
2/3 of the nation of Israel.
That's right. Hey, but so be it. We'll see you on the other side. All right, and then a lot of men, a few men of the Lord are going to be put to death. But it's not going to be as harsh and unhonorable as your 2/3. Okay. So it says for there. Oh, my bad. You finished with that one?
Huh.
Salaki. It says, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord.
Right.
And this truth gonna get out. It's gonna get out, and you see the number of Israelites waking up. It's millions of Israelites. It's millions of Jake that know they're Israelites. Whether they be in these different groups, all these different alphabet Israelite groups. It doesn't matter. They're waking up to the truth. But it says here, a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Why? Because you don't fit the scheme of the New World Order and you're the number one target. Okay? And that's just the truth. All right? It's a tough pill to swallow. It could be a very scary thing. It's a very surreal thing to know you're the number one target in the world. But at the same time, it was prophesied. It was said to come, the Jacob's trouble. And not only you Israelites, but the whole world, the hour of temptation. Whether you're gonna be called or Salakio, whether you're gonna take the mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip, which is you're gonna be branded by Esau, or you're gonna be branded by Yahweh Shai Hamashiach, okay, with that mark of exemption, which is the Hebrew word is tawah, all right, from exempt from judgment. And the scriptures say that the elect shall be scarcely saved. When you go into that word scarcely, it means basically, I can't remember it right offhand, but it means like at the last minute, so to speak. It means like you're gonna go through some troublous times. You're gonna be saved within the in a very it's gonna be like. Well, in fact, let's look it up. Salaki. I ain't got my scriptures on me though. I mean my phone. So Salaki.
Say it again.
Oh, my bad, scarcely. And just, matter of fact, yeah, go to precept. In fact, while you get that, I'll continue. It's the second Ezra 16 and 70. It says, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. So Esau, with Jake, you have a target on your back, right? Why? Because it's the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay, and 2/3 are going to be brought, put to death. They're going to be taken and destroyed, and 1/3 is going to be brought through the fire. Okay, which is the tribulation, which is the trying of your souls. Okay, and one thing to add, you got the UPK, ISUPK, saying. Giving a breakdown that you're supposed to take vaccinations. That's consenting unto the so-called white man's power structure,
Right.
his establishment. That's one way of consenting. They already consented by taking a 501c3 charter. And those that follow them, you know, hopefully the elect among these different groups, like the apostles always say, man, they're going to come up out of that. You know, they're going to come up out of that, you know. Because, hey, the scriptures say, the Lord says, my sheep hear my voice. Okay? I think it's in scarcely C-S-C-A-R-L-E-Y.
Spell it again.
S-C-A. C-E-L-E-Y. I mean, L-Y. It's like, it's an L.
So
You got it.
the word scarcely in the Greek, it says with difficulty, hardly.
Yeah, with difficulty. So you're gonna be in a situation, and it's gonna be like it ain't gonna be difficult to say because the Lord might have just saved, but you're gonna be in a difficult situation, and you're gonna be saved from a difficult situation. It's like, go ahead.
Not easy.
Right, not easy. Okay.
Scarcely, very rare.
Right, very rare. So you're gonna be in a situation, and something very rare is gonna happen to get you out of that situation. You know, that's how the elect is gonna be saved, man. Everybody's gonna go through hell, and guess what? The main thing that's gonna hold us up is our faith, whether or not we believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And it's gonna go down to the last tooth and nail, like literally, you know.
Okay.
And it's gonna be just like a movie, man. You know, in fact, it's better than the movies because it's real life. It's you know, it's like. So I'm gonna go back. It says, 2 Ezra 16 and 71. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord.
Oh, just real quick, going back to the word insurrection. It says the word insurrection in etymology. It says one who rises up and revolt against the government or its laws. It says
That's insurgent.
well, it goes in. That's the
it goes into the root.
To the root word. The original word is uprise against a civil authority, insurrection, and then it goes into the word insurgent.
And what is that? That's race riots, man.
Okay.
You know, it's gonna be race riots.
It says
Okay.
To persist, to practice insurgent, to rise up, to
Because
lift
what is
up oneself.
he's painting a picture that you Jakes have the virus, man. You are the virus.
Okay.
He's saying it's more prevalent among you African Americans. What is that telling you? That's saying there's another way of discriminating against you, which by what? It's like stop and frisk. It's no different from that, man. It's no different from any of those things that have been done to us. Okay? They're pointing you out. They're highlighting you Jakes as the number one enemy or the number one people to stay away from. So what's these Edomites that's on the outskirts of the cities? What are they thinking? You know, they're thinking of you as vermin. They already think of you as less than nothing. They think of you as brute beasts. You know, based on what Esau allows to be projected in his mediums. You know, his mass media, hypersexualized. You know, hyper criminals. Okay. It ain't no damn way these Edomites, and that's what's going to steamroll this ethnic tension, which we know the scriptures talk about the race riots. Okay. I think it said man's hand shall be against one another, but it says in 2 Ezra 15, which I'm gonna get right now, it should be the sedition among men, spoiling one another. 2 Ezra 15 and 16, it says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. Okay? In their action, Salaki, it says, in the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So it's not going to be anybody to stop these Edomites from coming down on you Jakes, man. They're waiting. They're losing their society, man. They're losing what we call their kingdom.
That's right. And like Pastor Gabar said, they're gonna fight tooth and nail to keep it.
Right. And you think they're gonna allow you Jakes to come out on the outskirts and go to, their stores, their marketplaces? No. Esau don't want you around. The so-called white man don't want you around.
That's right. And, they got these so-called gun laws, protecting them.
Mm-hmm.
When it gets serious out here, hey, you come in their city, they're gonna shoot to kill.
Yep.
It was an article posted the other day, in the Philippines. The governor came on and said, or the government president, whatever he was, came on and said, hey, anybody outside, during this stay-at-home order, he said, shoot to kill. Hey, so that same mercilessness is coming here.
Yep.
And it's the time of Jacob's trouble.
Yep. And they squeezing the juice out of this pandemic,
right.
man. They using it. they are using it. And they doing it perfect, man. Because you Jakes are the virus, man. Period, point blank. All right, back in 2 Ezra 16 and 71, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For hey, don't tell them you got vaccinated. They don't care, man. Esau is a prejudiced, hateful being. Yeah. Oh, I got vaccinated.
According to
still gonna shoot you.
According to Bill Gates, where your papers at?
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna have to
and
have
by
papers.
By the time you reach for your papers or your identification, he had a gun. He had a weapon.
Yeah, and you thought it was bad for you Jakes getting shot down in the street now. Wait.
It's gonna be a whole lot worse.
Oh, and that's what this ID 2020 is set up for too. All right. I mean, that's part of those vaccinations. You being identified or having your up-to-date vaccinations. That's what that's about. That's going to be added into that ID 2020. Your health records. And just like, just going back to the title of the lesson, man, those that consent, they think things are going to go back to normal. And those that don't consent, which are us, things are going to be, we're going to be more, it's going to be more pressure added. But with the pressure, all right, you only get, basically mold us to be stronger in the society,
Yeah, building more faith.
Yeah, kind of.
For every hard time or every trial you go through, and you get, like you said, stronger in faith.
Isaiah 10 and 20, which is my favorite scripture, And sometimes, Jake a little hard-headed, but this pandemic is gonna kick you right in the gear if you ain't in gear. I always say, if you the elect, just like Jonah, just like the Most High did Jonah, he's gonna do his elect. If he wants you to do something, if you gonna be saved, you're gonna be saved, But the elect are definitely gonna be purged, okay? Definitely gonna be purged. All right.
You want Isaiah 10 and 20?
Kind of, yeah.
It's Isaiah chapter 10 and 20. It says, and it shall come to pass that in that day that the remnant of Israel,
A small portion, a remnant. All right.
such as are escaped out of the house of Jacob, shall no more again stay upon him that smote them.
Right. So we're not going to stay upon those that smote us. Okay, but we're going to what?
But shall stay upon the Lord, the Holy One of Israel.
Right. We're going to stay upon the Lord, the Holy One of Israel. Okay?
In truth.
In truth. That's the key word. In truth. Okay? We're going to stay upon the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay? We're doing it now. But when the times get tough, we're going to completely cut ourselves off from Esau, man. And it starts here first. It starts here. Because you can go anywhere in the world, and guess what? Esau still runs this earth. His rules, his regulations still run the earth. Okay?
Hey, Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Covered the faces of the judge.
Okay.
If not, where and who is it? So Esau definitely runs his world, man. He definitely runs his world. Would you finish on that insurrection? Slock it,
Kind of, yeah, that was it.
Okay. So this is back in 2nd Ezra 16, and 72. It says, "For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses." All right. Why? Because it's going to be sedition among men. Okay, and it's going to be a fight for resource. Because what? Esau is going to deliberately cut off the resource. The world ain't going to shit because there's a lack of agriculture, there's a lack of food. No, they're gonna hoard the food for themselves. I'm talking about FEMA and government, whatever you want to call them. They're gonna ration it out, okay? Because if you don't abide by their rules, if you don't consent unto them in this new world order, then you're gonna be cut off from society. Okay? And that's just how the cookie is gonna crumble. All right, ultimately when this thing boils over, okay, because things is not going back to normal. All right, things are not going back to normal, okay. And hey, for brothers and sisters, man, make your relationship tighter with Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Make it tighter with your husband and your wives, man, so they can come to an understanding. And most of them not. We understand that. Most of them are not gonna even. They're gonna continue to be prideful, and continue to lean upon their own understanding until shit really hits the fan. And then the only person they can call on is the one that had a spirit of truth, which is you men. And you men have the might. You men, the Lord is dealing with, man. Your households are not gonna be saved. You are saving your household, okay? You are saving your household. The Lord is taking the might out of these women's hands. He's taking it out of Satan's hands. With say Esau, Salaki. All right. He's taking it out of their hands, man. All right. And remember, Esau is gonna be in straits when this thing hits. He gotta fight a full-fledged war. Okay. And plus the natural disasters and things that's gonna be happening that he's not gonna be able to have control over. But Salaki, it says, verse 73, "Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire," all right? And we're going to be scarcely saved, okay? All right, but the elect are going to be known in that time, okay? The elect are going to be known that that the Lord is dealing with them, and only them, okay? And we've been warning, we've been telling you, telling Israel about this, we've been telling the world about this. Now the time is here. We at the door. Ain't no going back.
That's right.
It's no going back. All right? And our salvation is nearer than what we believe.
And you should be building your faith that much more.
God.
Yeah. You got something else?
Yeah, that was it.
This is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 11. It says, "I will punish the world for their evil."
Say, Salaki.
It says, "I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity. I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease. I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible."
Yeah, and so that's what the world. That's what's coming, man.
God.
Those that's proud in heart, those that's not following the order that Yahweh Shem Yahushua set up, you got a target on your back.
That's right.
Ain't nothing we can do about that. But the Lord is, he's for sure letting know who his adversaries are, man.
That's right.
All right, he's coming to clear this proudness on this earth, man. Because it's starting with the so-called white man, the devil, and everybody that the so-called white man give benefits to and allow them to run rampant up and down his society, doing whatever the hell they want.
Yeah.
Black woman, the so-called black woman, all right, was she number 2? Okay.
The main ones that consider unto him.
Yep. Because they feel like they can save themselves. Well, go ahead, try. We'll see. We'll see.
What would the scripture say? Hey, though hand join in hand,
wicked shall not go
unpunished. And
unpunished.
then the other one, so is iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Never trust thine enemy.
Yeah, exactly, kind. Well, we should bring that out.
And they trusted in their enemy.
Huh.
Let me finish this one off real quick. It says, and I will make a man more precious than fine gold.
Uh-oh, he shall, read it again.
I will make a man more precious than fine gold.
One more time.
I will make a man more precious than fine gold.
Ooh, black woman watch this, she gonna be cringing.
Even a man
What you mean a man?
than the golden wedge of Uphars.
Fire, yeah. So the Most High Yahweh was about to show me how Shai is gonna make a man more precious than fine gold. All right. He's gonna make a man more precious than fine gold. Okay. It didn't say a woman. It didn't say Esau. All right. The man of Israel. Okay. Because first and foremost, this truth is what makes you rich. This wisdom is what makes you rich. All right. Not being out here being a breadwinner, you're making over $100,000 a year. You know, you bringing home the bread and all that stuff. You sustaining your woman and all that.
Okay.
No, we sustain ourselves with this truth first because this truth comes before everything, and you can't have anything without this. And that the Lord is gonna sure prove that. Okay.
Which we slowly seeing that money ain't finna mean nothing.
Yeah. Even if you have money in that time where you say you do, get vaccinated and ultimately take the chip and you living good, you're gonna get destroyed, man.
That's right.
You're gonna get destroyed, and you're gonna have the most devastating, fearful sight of destruction, man. Some of you, you watching a scary movie, and this don't even put, can't even really put it in perspective, because the shock factor, and that's what the Lord lives for, that shock and awe. All right, it's gonna be like, the height point in the scary movie where the music's playing and something jump out at you. That's gonna be 10. This is gonna be 10 times worse than that. All right, a lot of people the scriptures talk about people's heart failing them for fear.
That's right.
All of those things, all that terror is coming for what? All right, for you proud ass people, and you deserve it. A little bit more on here, and then you can go short. What did it say?
Well, this is the next one of the scripture that I quoted.
Okay.
It's Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, chapter 12, verse 10. It said, "Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness."
Yep. So don't trust you. We don't trust our enemies, man. Esau is the number one enemy, man. Okay. I think Psalms 21 tell you that, man.
God.
Go ahead, Mom.
So though he humble himself and go a crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him.
Because that's what Esau does. He'll go humble, he'll crouch himself, he'll speak smooth, he'll speak peaceably, and he'll have war in his heart. He'll have a sword behind his back, ready to strike at any given notice. That's how like iron rusteth, man. Rusted. Okay, so is his wickedness.
God.
Okay? All you gotta do is wait, because he's gonna show you he the devil.
God. And thou shalt be unto him as of thou had wiped away a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust had not been altogether wiped away.
Right. You gonna be devastated because you thought you could trust this man.
God.
And that's for you, Jake. I'm so glad we living in these times. So glad. But no, jokes aside, because a lot of you Jakes that's in politics, you work at the major universities, and you trust this devil. You trust this so-called white man. All right? And there's going to come a time where he's going to show you. He's already been showing you he's the devil in certain instances in your life. You just chose to ignore it, all right? But you can't choose to ignore it this time around, because he's going to go all the way in, all right? This is Psalms 21 and 7. For the king trusted in the Lord, and